Corbin. Happy birthday. You know, lots of times people ask me if I make them a nice birthday card, and I do it. And a lot of people, well, really just Malachi and you and the children, my children, have asked me to tell them stories over the years. Today is your birthday, so I decided to tell you a special birthday story. Your nighttime story. So, once upon a time, there was this little boy named Corbin, and he had a brother named Malachi. And together they had many adventures. One day, on a sad, lonely day, they were so bored. They wanted something special to do, and they just didn't know what to do. They called everybody, and everybody was busy. Well, then all of a sudden they got a phone call. It was funny. They hadn't received a call from little Tommy Tucker for years. Who was he, really? He was their old friend. They knew him since they were babies. And Tommy wanted to know if they wanted to go walking with him over by the lake. And of course the boys did. And they got permission from their mother, and they went over to Tommy Tucker's house. Wow. Tommy lived close to this little castle. And I say it's little because they lived there.
Came to swim. Before they got there, though, Tommy Tucker wanted to go explore them. He said, "Corbin, are you afraid to go into the castle? Because no one's there. Nobody's been seen there for years and years and years. It's just a tiny castle. I think somebody built it just to be a playhouse." Corbin said, "I'm not afraid." Malachi said, I don't know. I don't know if Mom would like us going in there. I don't know if Dad would either," says Corbin. And Tommy said, "Well, we'll talk to them about it later. But why not just check it out? I've always wanted to know." So Tommy and Corbin and Malachi all went walking towards the castle. Tommy knew the way. He was heading right for it. Funny, they thought they were going to be walking all down the street, beside the street, like towards the lake. Then all of a sudden, Tommy turns off down this graveled road made of rocks. It was all manicured and pretty, and didn't look like anything scary about it, so Corbin and Malachi followed. When they got to the end of the road, they saw a miniature castle. It was pretty. It was magnificent, in fact. It even had a bell tower. Corbin walked up to it and he rang the bell tower bell. Yeah, he did have to climb up. Okay. Well, Malachi helped him. And Tommy was so excited he climbed up it by himself, because the bricks stuck out like a ladder. And then after the boys rang that bell, they climbed back down and were laughing and running around the tower. Well, the castle, yes. Then all of a sudden, they heard the door open. The door was squeaking. What was that? Corbin didn't know what it was. He walked around to the front of the castle and said, "We just need to see what it is." They were thinking, well... And his wife was with him, a but we're too big.
Corbin said, I think I can think of a thing or two. And he said, okay, wish your way. And Corbin said, I wish I had little cars for me and Tommy and Malachi to ride home on. Whoosh! He waved the wand. And he said, where are they? He said, well, they can't fit in the house. They're probably outside. And Corbin started laughing. He didn't know if they were there or not, but he was still eating the cake, so he was just having fun. And then Malachi said, Corbin, please, please wish that we're rich so we can have everything that we want and need. And so Corbin said, I wish that me and Malachi are rich. And he waved that wand again. And sure enough, he didn't know it, but they were very rich. Then Tommy Tucker said, what about me? What about my family? And Corbin said, I wish that Tommy Tucker was rich, and waved the wand again. And the boys said, oh, that was so great, but we're really tired. I don't know why. And the woman said, that's the sleepy cake. It makes you take a nap. And she showed them to a beautiful room. It had a bed for each of the boys. Odd. 3 beds. Well, they didn't know that the magic couple that always wanted children, they had wished for children long ago, and they thought that this was them. Well, then they went to sleep. And when they woke up, the woman said, oh, I have lots of good food for you. And the boys were hungry, and they got up and they went and ate some more. Well, this was the cake of forgetfulness. It made them forget all about wanting to go to the lake. Then the cake started to wet. Parents, not their parents, those in the castle. We have to go home. And the men said, but we wished for children. Malachi looked up and said, but somewhere else? Where are you from? Oh. The woman said, oh, you're right. Our first wish was that we'd have a miniature castle that only the ones that really liked us would come to. The ones really deserving would come to. The third wish. And then I went to the door. I wished to be myself again. And they were big again. Then all of a sudden, the castle, and the boys fell asleep and woke up. And it was getting late. It was too late to go to the lake. They had to go back to Tommy Tucker's house. And they thought they were all just dreaming. They didn't even talk about it with each other. But then they got to Tommy Tucker's house. And they had to put their bikes away in the garage that they had left out. And he went inside and he... Please tell me why. Go look out there and see why the shed is bubbled up. Here's the flashlight. And take Isis out while you're at it. That was their dog. And so they did. And they shined the light shed. It was bubbled up with pure gold and diamonds and rubies. They were rich. And they told them